For part 4 of the series, I'm going to be working on the log arch. I know there's a few videos out there on building these. This one's a little bit different. It's kind of a combination between a few different styles. So don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon. I got more videos coming up in the series. Stay tuned, I'll show you how I built this. I got the trailer lifted up, help me get underneath of it. I'm going to be working on the log arch. The hinges will go right there between that ramp and the tail light. I got the beam cut and prepped. This 3-inch channel will go up against the floor. And then I got it to drop underneath the angle of the trailer, and it'll stick out kind of like it is here. And then I got 1/2-inch plate that'll go against the trailer, and on the outside of this 2x4 that'll form the 2 edges of my hinge. I got the channel put in place. To help set it in place, I use the clamps, and then I put the boards underneath and let down the jacks, and that help push that channel up against the deck. I did end up welding some gussets on the back just for some extra support. So that'll be the base for my arch hinge. I'm probably going to have to notch this channel out across here. I'll put another 2x4 on top of this, help build up this level so my hinge point is actually above the deck. I got my other 2x4 put on top, and then to figure out how tall I need my plate, I marked the center point on my leg of my arch. Measured that to the center. And then on my plates, I just measured center this way. I measured that 6 inches up for the center of the hole. And it's a 1-inch hole. I'm using a 1-inch pin. So now I just need to get these cut out and welded on, make sure everything lines up, and I'll get the hole cut on my leg and probably run the pin through and test it out before I get these welded on. Okay, so here's how it's looking so far. Rather than using drill bits, I used the plasma cutter, and it didn't make a very round hole, and so I took a 1-inch diameter inside diameter pipe and I welded into both of the 2x3s and into my 1/2-inch plate, and I just kept checking the fit and make sure the pin was lining up. On my plates I just cut 6 inches up from the bottom, and then 2.5 inches down on both 2x3s. I capped off each of the 2x3s, and now I'll just be welding this little leg across there like that, and that'll help make sure this stays sturdy as it hinges and not like let this wobble around as much. Hopefully give it a little more support. So once I get this welded onto that, this one will be pretty much done, and then I'll go work on the other side. And then after that I can start working on the arch. And I'm just doing a triangle up to the top and a cross member in between. Okay, so there's one leg down. That's what it looks like when it's all done. Wobbles just a little bit. I could always put some washers in there if I wanted to tighten that up. But once I get the rest of the frame done, it should be alright. And that way I can take it off if I ever need the space up here to get a car on. It removes pretty easy. Alright, I got both legs put on. And before I started the arch project, I made a model of it out of wood just to get my angles right. And so I'm just lining up my wood pieces to the legs just to check the fit. I'm going to go ahead and cut that at a 55-degree angle on the top and a 35-degree angle down here. And my legs are just straight. So I'll go ahead and get the metal cut and get that lined up. Okay, I got the arch fit together. I had to use some boards and some pieces of metal to prop it up. Keep it level. I will get it tacked together and then I'll remove it at the hinges, flip it over, tack the other side, and start welding. And then I'll put in, I got a cross member that's going to go across here. I got to get that cut yet, get the angles on that after I get this welded. I got the cross beam put in. That was a 35-degree angle on both sides. Now I'm working on the gussets. Got the gusset and the D-ring up there. I'm going to put a gusset down here, covering both of these angles on both sides, and a gusset down here. I'm going to get it welded on this side first, and then I'll flip it over and do the other side. The arch is about done. Got the D-ring up there. I'm just going to use that for my snatch block and vertical lifting with the winch. That's why I want it to be so tall. It is right around 10 foot tall, not including the extra height the height of the trailer will give it. I got D-rings here on each side, and then I'm going to put a D-ring behind the fender. That way I can lock it into place, hang it over the back. And then I got 3 D-rings down there on the front side. That'll let me pull logs up to the side, and also be a tie down for the back. I'm going to put D-rings on the back track that I can also use to chain it up and help lock it, draping over the edge for the vertical lifting. I only got 1 D-ring on the back side. That'll be where the winch hooks up. And then I got gussets on the other side, welded on each of the corners, angles. I got them welded on the top and underside of each gusset. So now I'm just working on the gussets on the back side, and this will be ready to pin back into the hinges and pretty much be done. Also right here you can see I got this outside plate just welded to the top, and so got some 1/2 inch. I got it beveled on each edge. I'm just going to put that right inside there, weld that in. I'm just going to weld that in there like that, just to help give it a little more support, help prevent it from bending in or out. Alright, the arch is done. I ended up putting a D-ring on each side up here, just in case. We've got 8 D-rings total. Got all the gussets welded, top and bottom side. I've got it hooked back up into the hinges. It is pretty heavy, but it's still doable to lift it. And hopefully the extra height and the extra weight will be worth it.